You mentioned Bramley Moore there, and obviously Everton and Dan Mice has designed the stadium with rail seating in mind. We've seen a big push lately with the rail seating. Manchester United are really pushing for it now, and I think once they get it, I think it steamrolls. Then I think everyone goes, we're in then. Yeah. So Everton are hoping to create that at the front of the South Stand and the Blue Wave and all of this thing, and hopefully that's where the originals will be. Yeah. So I mean, how incredible will that be to that new stadium and have a section to kick everything
I just think that standing is so important to create atmosphere. It's so important. Like this season, unfortunately, we've had problems with the numbers for the start, but we've been told to unfortunately sit down. But the point we're trying to make is we need to stand to create an atmosphere. It sounds funny from when you hear it, but in the moment,
it's natural when you stand.
It's natural when you're standing up. Do you know what I mean? But I do think it's so important that, say for example, we have this safe standing. If I had it my way, and I'd have the safe standing in tomorrow, Goodison, I really would, because it makes such a difference.
You've both experienced rail seating or safe standing abroad, and it is safe. The way it's designed, it's safe. The furthest push you can have is one person. When you have 2 to 1, and that's it. The rails are there, so it is safe. And I think you're right. Standing up makes that atmosphere incredible. I mean, Danny Ped's often said on this that he'd like Everton to install some safe standing into Goodison before we move. And I know we're going in 3 years. Not sure how much the cost gonna be or the way it's. I don't know what the tread depth is or whether they could do it, but is that something you'd love in GT8?
Definitely, 100%, yeah. Even if it was just in the park end, anywhere in the ground, I just think if we introduced it slowly, even with just one little section, I think it would just spread so much. The fans would want it even more. Because like you look at the old days with like the terraces, like looking at footage, obviously we weren't alive for that, but
all right,
but you can see, you can see the atmosphere in like. Just in like footage from 70s matches, 80s matches, the atmosphere is just booming. You can see it and you can sort of feel it in a way when you're watching footage. You can see people all sorts of swaying and moving forward a little bit when Everton are going forward, and like obviously you can't do that with rail seating or pushing forward and stuff. But
you'd still get that.
But you'd still get that sort of like. I think you get that a little bit more. I think people be sort of more
animated.
When you're standing, you seem together, but when you sat down, you just feel like everyone's in their own little daydream. I just think that with having this safe standing, it'd make a huge difference, definitely.
I suppose for you guys now, just to summarise, then the big thing is create momentum. You know, you've got a number of you who went into GT8 last season. You've had a lot of interest, you've just said, since you've pressed the reset button almost the other week, and people are getting in touch with you now. And I suppose the idea then will be to build and build and build with it, build the numbers so that you take a large number of it into the new stadium.
We want to be like a sort of more established group, so to the point where, I mean, I think a lot of people will have heard about the group now, but we want to be at a point where we are established, so when we do go to Bramley Moor, not saying that we get a priority of where we want to sit in the ground, but,
but there's
we want a section somewhere in that ground where we can sort of say, right, that's like where we're going to be based, and we want people to be involved, so that, as I said earlier, that everybody in the stadium can get involved.
All inclusive.
It's like, I look at Palace as an example, not saying that I want to have like drums and stuff like
that.
No. But in terms of them generating an atmosphere, it's like they have just like that, say 200 or however many they have behind the goal. But the first game of the season against us, like whenever they went forward or got a corner, you could only hear them singing, but then whatever song they were singing, it spread. You know, when something happened on the pitch, and that's where the natural, when something natural on the pitch happens and that natural atmosphere, it does spread because there's already something going on there, and it does spread. And like, I was really impressed, and I've never really noticed that before at Palace. And I think like when I sort of tried to take more notes of it, I could see that does, like, just having that little section does make a massive difference.